Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an Xbox the Box supplementary video. We are just talking about the Xbox Showcase / Starfield Direct. We're discussing our thoughts about it. And yeah, my name is Potato, and I'm with my good friend Alice. What did you think, Alice?
Hi, my pronouns are she, they. And I have to say, I said about 5 out of 10 as a hype thing, and you said it's a 9. To
Yeah,
me, I think I felt a little bit vindicted about it, but it's,
vindicated. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a lot of surprises. There hasn't been, lots of huge games. Like, if you know it's going to come, it just comes over, and you just basically get told that Avowed and all those games, but it's going to be like in 2024, and it's like, yeah, that's basically what the showcase is all about. It's all those games in
yeah,
2024. And the only big,
yeah.
huge games are Forza Motorsport 8 and Starfield, which could be the last big things there. Whereas even Hellblade,
Yeah,
you
for sure.
predicted it to be in like October, but it's been delayed to
I was
2024.
hoping
So yeah,
November. Yeah, so Forza is October and Starfield September. So I was hoping we'd have a November, December game. There was this climbing game. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if you wrote down the name of it.
um, I
Uh,
haven't.
but that said fall 2023. Now it's by the people of Don't Nod, who are quite a good developer teams. And that might be our big holiday game. I don't know. But I was
Yes.
hoping that we would have a big holiday game. I was hoping Avowed. But I didn't think Avowed would be a holiday game. I thought it would be Q1 2024. Or Sinua would be our holiday game. Sinua Saga was probably my biggest disappointment of the entire conference.
Yeah, there's no gameplay. It's just like a
There was no
story
gameplay. It was just
cutscene.
it was a cutscene of her just talking to herself for 10 minutes, and I didn't know what was going on. She just stood there, just like, you're like, can we get to like what something happening? And then she reached through the puddle to herself, and then it cut off, and that was it. Then it was just 2024. It's like, well, is it like Q1 2024? Is it Q2? I want to know when these games are coming out. That was the problem with the PlayStation conference. It wasn't enough release dates, and this one had
No,
the same problem. There wasn't really any release dates. We
that's a
know we got Starfield. We know we got Forza, but that's it, really.
I think there's some
Yeah, I was a
like
bit
bigger
disappointed about that point.
disappointments there because I think they spent more time with the DLC for the live service games like Sea of Thieves and Elder Scrolls. And this
That's
is
true.
even more ironic to consider that Halo Infinite Season 4, it says it's presumed to be in the showcase. It did not show up at all. It's just like, what? Like, I was hoping
Yeah,
the hazmat core and all this stuff, but then the best bits you already found out. And they're just
yeah.
more worried. In fact, there's no mention of a new weapon. There's a leaked double barrel shotgun, and there's even a hazmat core. And it's just like, it's no mention of it.
Yeah, no Halo. Yeah, and then they had a really long trailer for Fallout 76 and a really long trailer for Elder Scrolls Online. I didn't care about either of
Yeah.
those.
Well, what's the
Yeah, it's a bit
point?
annoying. I don't really know why they were there. I was like, this. So there was no Halo Battle Royale or Halo Infinite in general, so that
There's
was
no
annoying.
Gears.
No Fallout, no
There's
Fallout remaster. Because Fallout 4 remaster is supposed to be coming out this year. We haven't heard anything since about it. Like, it's not like they're just basically making a Series X, Series S version, which I thought we'd hear about.
no.
I thought that
But
might even be
instead,
Shadow Drops.
but
No Hi-Fi
instead we
Rush
got
DLC.
But
Like,
instead, we got like Xbox Series S, 1 terabyte, and this is like,
that looks interesting. The Black
hmm.
Series S.
Yeah, I mean, like, you did saw there's another video where someone spray painted the Series S to be in black. Now,
Yeah.
and it turned out to be a botched operation, which means they had to use a vinyl wrap over it. But now he will be glad that it's just like, oh, you can get 1 terabyte in black, and that's it. I mean, to
I mean,
me, it's more like an Xbox 360 Elite in comparison with that. So, yeah.
it's interesting. So it's like a middle ground, really. So it's more expensive than the S, but it's less expensive than the X. But obviously, you don't get all the features of the X, but you get the same amount of space as the X. It's confusing. It's like a middle ground between the two, I suppose.
Yes.
Um, I'm yeah, I get it, but yeah, it's just called the Series S Black, wasn't it? It didn't really like
No,
one
it's
terabyte
just
edition.
Series S, 1 terabyte.
Yeah, they didn't give it like a new name, like the Series T or the Series R or something. which is like
Well,
okay,
it's
fine,
still the Series S. The exact
just with a
same
bigger hard
thing.
drive,
Yeah, exactly.
with a bigger hard drive and
Uh,
black. Yeah,
I have to still,
and
I
it's
still say
something.
that
It's
the
still
Series
something.
S is like really fantastic. Like, if you only like stick to 1080p and you don't think that 4K is alright, then
And if you're a digital gamer as well, if you don't need a
yeah,
disk drive,
you would definitely find Series S to be a huge, fantastic deal because for just like it's used to be down to like 200 quid and
yeah.
it's just a huge steal for it and I love it. But
Well, the
the
thing is,
fact is that if it's in black and it has 1 terabyte of SSD, it even makes it
yeah,
even better. But it's just like they didn't announce any special new model or even like a streaming
yeah,
service. So therefore, he's just like, you either go Series S or Series X, and that's it.
yeah. I'm interested to see where they go with this. It's interesting. Yeah, it's like a middle ground. I kind of want to get one though. Not gonna lie. It's an interesting little system. Um, yeah, I think so. I would want to keep bringing it back to the PlayStation conference that there was a couple of weeks ago, but I feel like the Series S Black was a more exciting announcement than AirPods, though. To be fair, with the new PlayStation AirPods, I'm like, no one gives a shit, mate. Like, oh, at least it's a new console. I mean, yeah, it's basically it's essentially the equivalent of the PS5 digital now, isn't it? It's like you got the same hard drive. I suppose you can't do 4K still, but it does everything
well,
that the X does apart from 4K in discs, right?
well, you did say. Well, now you just say the discless PlayStation 5. Wouldn't it be a
Yeah,
better thing like you get Series X without the disc drive and then you get a bigger hard drive? I mean, that would be much better than Series S with like 1 terabyte. But I
yeah,
guess
probably
this
would
would
be.
have to do. Also, you brought up
Oh,
about the
interesting.
AirPods and all that Wii U controller crap. I would have to
Yeah.
say the Starfield branded like headphones and controller is like
Ooh,
more
yeah, very
exciting
nice
than the console. So I would say,
for sure.
yeah, I would love to get my hands on these, but I imagine these are like extremely expensive because these are like special editions. But they didn't
Yeah.
even like mention any other special accessories with it, and I just feel like this is just ridiculous.
So they didn't mention the Starfield's in 60. It was still, I still believe it's 30 frames, which is a bit disappointing. But
Yeah.
apart from that, I think that game looks absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to play it. I mean, I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom non-stop. That's 30 frames a second. A game could be fantastic at 30 frames a second. So I'm not too worried. The game looks beautiful. The stuff you can do in it looks insane. Like you could build yourself a mech ship or a ship that looks
I
like a
yeah,
platypus.
there's a lot of stuff in like Starfield,
Oh my
but
god, I
a
can't wait.
lot of it got me very excited because there's like different tiers of gameplay, like it's dogfights, there's exploration, and there's customization. And
Yeah,
this completely blows Halo Infinite out of the water because of how much potential you have with it. And I have to
yeah,
say, that is really good. It just makes me want to
yeah.
play the game now, only you have to wait 3 more months for it to come out.
I want to play it now. I want it now. I thought we would get a shadow drop. We didn't get any shadow drops. That's really
No,
disappointing.
this is weird
I
because
thought we'd have something to play.
it's just only
Yeah,
like the developer direct. It's the best show of this year because you only get one shadow draw, which is Hi-Fi Rush, and this
yeah.
one came
Didn't have
out and
anything.
turns out to be a potential contender for the game of the year. But now it's just like Xbox Games Showcase. The only reason to watch it is for Starfield. That's it.
The Starfield thing saved it for me. Yeah, I think it would have been a 7 or an 8 for me out of 10, but I think Starfield pushed it up to like a 9. I think if it wasn't for Starfield, I would be very disappointed.
Well,
Fable, I think Fable looked really good. I feel I love the IT crowd. I can't remember his full
I
name.
think it's Richard
Waititi,
something.
Adewadi, Richard
Adewaldi, yes.
Adewadi. Yeah, he's hilarious. I thought that was really funny with him being a giant and all that. I think that's going to be a really cool take on Fable. But the fact that there's like no, I didn't even say 2024, which makes me think this is a 2025 game, which is a bit worrying and a bit upsetting. So that's a bit annoying. We didn't see Perfect Dark. Didn't there wasn't any
Well, I
banjo.
would have to add that.
Persona was leaked.
Sorry,
Uh,
the Fable is. I think there's doesn't. It doesn't have a lot of context, and it could be a reboot of Fable. So I don't
yeah, I
think
think it
it's more
is.
of a remaster because you can take from like the crest to deal with the giant, But it's either
Yeah.
that or the main character's been shrunk down to size. But apart from that, it's just only snippets of gameplay, and that's
I'm
it.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's a giant because they showed the girl you played as climbing a beanstalk at the beginning. So I'm assuming it's a reference to Jack and the Beanstalk.
Oh.
Yeah. So it looks interesting. I think that would have been it was an awesome announcement. Avowed looks really cool, and I'm
I
hoping that's
agree.
like I can't wait for that. That's gonna be
I
amazing.
I need to bring up this. I made the prediction it will be like Grounded and deals with a smaller map, but turns
Yeah.
out this is like the closest you get to Fallout New Vegas version of like Elder Scrolls 4
Skyrim.
Oblivion.
Yeah.
Like it's colorful. It has like really strange worlds, and I have to say
Looks
there's like
good.
really interesting parts with it. So I have to say
Looks
that
amazing.
that's really great. It's a pity it's coming out like next year, not this year. So I have to say
Yeah.
that's really good.
That's the only disappointment is really that it's 2020. We're in 2023 now, and it's like we got Starfield, we got Forza, and that's about it. There was another couple of games that were announced to come out this year, but they're
Yeah.
like third party or indie games. It wasn't like a big. I thought we'd get a big November December game, which we didn't, which is unfortunate. Apart from that, I quite enjoyed the conference. I thought, what was it called? Is it Steampunk Revolution or something, or like
Uh,
Gears? What was it called?
I think it's called
Well,
Clockwork or Clock
Clockwork
Tower. Yeah.
Revolution. That's it, Clockwork Revolution. That looks really cool by NXL.
Yeah.
So that's going to be like, it looks like their take on a Fallout type game, and it looks very similar to the game we just played, Atomic Heart. But I hope it'll like it'll be a bit better than Atomic Heart. I hope. Fingers
I
crossed.
yeah. I think I would have to say that. I think there's a lot of games that are like either single A or double A, then like triple A. Because I think the point is
Yeah,
that the showcase isn't meant to be about triple A games. All the focus of it is on like Starfield. But
yeah,
I think when you mention these games in the showcase, especially with some aspiring developers and bring them out, like I think
yeah.
there was a second game in the show which is a shadow of some sort. But I think the clock tower one is very inventive, and
Oh
there's
yeah,
like a tower. I think it's Tower Born as well. So
Towerball looks
I
interesting.
think it's
Yeah.
just a few interesting games, which is likely to be like stocking filler for like Game Pass. But I think there might be some like huge hits there, just like with
Well,
the games of last year. Like it's not about the AAA games, but you certainly find some really good gems that are like nines and tens out of it. So it's great.
I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure we'll get some good games. I'm sure a lot of these games are really good, but just the trailers didn't really do them justice, I guess, a lot of them.
No.
Like the tower one might be good, or the climbing one, or there's a couple of them. Yeah, so Compulsion's new game is, I don't even know. It was just, it looked like a Tim Burton kind of stop motion animation. I don't really know what it was. Looked interesting, though. I can't even remember what it was called now.
No.
Um, Summer, something, I don't know. It looked interesting. Yeah, I like the conference a bit, but it was stuff that I was surprised not to see. There's no collections or anything. Like there wasn't a Gears collection or a Fable
Um,
collection, which was highly
can I
rumored.
add to that because I know
Yeah,
about this one, and it's also what I predicted. Like, honestly, if you take this showcase and you take all the DLC out for instead the interview, like Nintendo Treehouse, because they go into interviews and like announce even more stuff that is not
yeah,
that huge. Because the Xbox Games Showcase isn't supposed to feature DLCs, all about the games, and I think it's
yeah,
supposed to like mention like some the Gears of War collection or an announcement of the Gears of War 6.
yeah,
Just a name drop, that's enough. And there's even
yeah.
like Indiana Jones, which has been in.
Yeah, no Indiana Jones.
Yeah, there's no mention of that. And there's even like
Oh,
mentions of other games we said about on the podcast. So, and that's it's just kind of a bit lacking it. And instead, we just like spend more time with the DLC. And it's even more ironic when there's no Halo Infinite stuff in it. So, I mean, there's even a schedule. Like last year, you just tells you like which games are you gonna expect, and this year it's like there's no schedule. Everything you see is just what gets announced, and most of which you end up getting in 2024. So
I don't know what to expect. I'm hoping. Yeah, we haven't really got a roadmap. I'm hoping we get some release dates soon for these new games. Yeah, I said the release date thing is annoying because that was what annoyed me about the PlayStation conference. It wasn't enough release dates. I think Starfield's going to be more than enough to keep us satisfied for the rest of the year. I think that's going to be a really big game and really going to be
Yes,
satisfying.
I hope
Forza is
so.
going to be great, and there's going to be a load of smaller games like Persona 5 Tactica looks kind of fun. I was going to say also the fact that like 2 Atlas games leaked, but there was a third one that didn't leak and looked kind of like Shin Megami Tensei, but it was called something else. I can't remember what
It's
it's
a
called now.
metaphor, dear Fantasia.
Metaphor. That's it, Metaphor. It looks
I
like a dark Persona, which looks interesting and cool. I'm
it
into it.
it does look very pretty, and I really enjoy the style. It's another one of those RPGs, but I think it's just definitely one of those games I would see more reviews of. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I'll see how it turns out. But I have to say, it does look very gorgeous. And
I say, I say, I
yeah,
say it in pretty much. I say in every single podcast or pretty much most podcasts. Xbox needs to buy Sega slash Atlas. It needs to
I
happen.
agree.
That's their next purchase. Like Capcom, not Capcom. Sony and Square Enix seem to be buddy buddy. They're like, "Ooh, do you want all the Final Fantasies? Have all the Final Fantasies you want." La la la. I feel Xbox needs to go. We'll have Personas then. We'll just have all the Personas, and I'm like, I'm cool with
Yes.
that. I think Persona's better than Final Fantasy personally, so I'm happy with that trade off. If we have to do
Yes.
that personally, I'm really excited for. I think I'm probably the only one, but I'm really excited for Persona 5 Tactica. I love tactical games like Fire Emblem Three Houses is one of my favorite games of the last couple of years, and I can't wait to have a Persona version of that on Xbox where I can get achievements.
Hmm.
it looks
It would be
fun.
interesting to see how that pans out, but I think it kind of looks like it could be a 7 out of 10 unless it is well received. So therefore, my
Gosh.
expectations are a bit lower than what people anticipate with. Because I mean, this is like a spin-off like Persona 5. Just like with Gears Tactics of being the spin-off of Gears of War, and there's
Yeah.
Persona 4 Arena being a fighting game spin-off of like Persona 4. So I don't usually have a lot of high expectations when it comes to those games of that.
I guess so. But yeah, what do you guys? I think we should probably wrap it up now, really,
Yes.
because yeah. So I think the game showcase on its own, I'll give a ratings out of 10. So I personally think 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10 for the game showcase, and then but adding Starfield Direct to it made it a 9 for me. I think it was really good. I think the Starfield Direct saved it for me. My minor gripes with the showcase are mainly release date stuff, and I'm sure that will be fixed eventually. So I'm not too disappointed. I think it was a good show overall, and I enjoyed myself. But what do you think out of 10, rating the two conferences together and separately, if you want?
I gave the Sony one to be like, well, I think it's gonna be a 7 out of 10 now because even as an Xbox fan, I still say there's some like lots of good potential with it, and I think that's really there's lots of interesting games. The biggest saving grace is like Spider-Man 2, but then there's Sony fans of like expecting more. But I think to be honest, it's fair to give it a 7. But for this one, if it's about just a showcase without the Starfield, I would say it's more 6 out of 10. But I think there's
Wow.
some really interesting games with it. But the Starfield one, 9 out of 10. So I have to say the overall rating for it is actually 7 out of 10. Like, it doesn't seem to have anything that will make me wow or have a huge reaction with it. And I was expecting some
Interesting.
surprises, huge game
There wasn't very many
reveals, and
surprises,
even like
yeah.
new Killer Instinct. But then
Yeah.
it just didn't really happen, and it's just an ordinary showcase. So it's nothing to
No
like
big
look
surprises, was
forward
there?
to. So, but I think it's
Hmm.
just going to be like a 7 out of 10 for me for the whole showcase.
I still think it's much better than the PlayStation Showcase, but I still wasn't quite up to the level I would have liked, unfortunately. But hey, there, it's one of those things, I suppose. Anyway, what you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. We really appreciate you guys watching. We're going to talk even more about this on Wednesday, I imagine. Well, Wednesday on audio services, Thursday on video services. Yeah, we'll probably talk even more about it. We'll have a couple of days to mull it over.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have a more positive thought about it afterwards, or more negative thoughts after we mull it over. I'm probably going to watch it 3 or 4 more times in my spare time now, while I'm chilling. So
Yeah.
I'll have deeper thoughts about it, I'm sure. But
Just
what you guys think?
play.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, just play Legend of Zelda in handheld mode with that in the background. That would be a good idea.
Yeah. Or I'll just put it on my computer and I'll play it on the big screen, which is what I usually
Yeah,
do.
I still play Advance Wars 1 and 2, and it's like more
Nice.
addictive than like Zelda anyway. So who knows?
Or
But
Diablo 4, because Diablo 4 is also very fun and very addictive. And I'm swapping between the two, playing them on and off. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you tuning in for our videos. We've done 3 big videos today, and I really appreciate all of you watching for all 3 of them. We really appreciate it. Leave a comment, a like, share it with your friends, family, and your dog, and your auntie, and your nan, and all that. And spread the love. We're still growing, and we want to beat the PlayStation, the PS We Trust podcast to 200 subscribers. They're like 140 odd. We're like 107, I think. So we want to beat them to 200. That's our goal. So subscribe for Xbox. Yeah. We love those guys. I'm only playing. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, too sweet. Later, guys. Bye.
bye.